Hi, everyone. All right, here we go. Here's your 15-minute quarterly update from yours truly, Amanda Basco, Inside Smartsheet for Amazonians. Awesome. So who am I? I'm Amanda. If you haven't talked to me before, I am your customer success manager. Yes, I previously came from Amazon back in 2023 is when I left. I was working in retail. I did my fair share of Prime Days as well as Prime Video. And so I launched freebie channels and operations. My favorite thing about Smartsheet since I've been here for the last year is reports. Reports filter, group, summarize. They pretty much do everything that you want to do in a normal sheet, but you need like a ton of formulas. And so reports is just a really great, easy way to get all of that together. Super simple, my favorite thing. I put this in here because over the last year, I've heard y'all say smart sheets again and again and again, and I just care about you. And so want you to say the right thing. It is smart sheet. I'm just going to just hit it on the head right now. Because Amazon ingrained leadership principles into my brain, and I know I haven't worked there since 2023, but I still think about it all the time. My role is more customer obsessed, and I always learn and be curious, mostly because I am a generalist. And if your question becomes a little too technical, I will point you in the right direction. Mostly what my role is pointing you in the right direction. Here are the other teams that work with Smartsheet at Amazon. I wanted to call out Kuiper, Prime Video, um, Amazon Fresh, One Medical, Robotics. A lot of these teams have really beautiful, amazing solutions. So if you're ever interested in a use case, reach out to me. I'm happy to share those use cases with you. Okay, so crash course, 15 minutes again, watching the clock. What is new between Smartsheet and Amazon? We've released things that you have been asking for, such as workload tracking, new views. Yes, the cell limit has increased, larger sheets, as well as more beautiful charts on dashboards. And so workload tracking, if you haven't seen it before, if you haven't heard of resource management before, workload tracking is a free feature of resource management available in Core Smartsheet. And so you'll see here on the right-hand side, you'll have a panel with a button with a person that has like a dash. That is the workload tracking button. I highly suggest you play around with it. It helps you track the capacity of your team, and it's a free feature. So why not? Another is new views. So I'll be going over 3 views today. The first is the timeline view, and you can find the timeline view in the button here highlighted in yellow, or highlighted in yellow in a square box. Timeline view is your new view in comparison to the Gantt view, legacy view chart. And so timeline is you're able to group however, in any which way, slice and dice your data in new ways, and has a sleek new integration in how you see things. Board view is the new version of Kanban, new version of card view. And so this board view, again, you can see it in the same spot here, top left. You're able to move and drag, again, and slice and dice your data in different ways, better ways than you were able to just in card view. So your limitations are less for board view. Cell limit increase, what everybody has been asking for. They go, Amanda, we have our sheets are hitting the max, and I need to stop everything I'm doing. I'm looking at going on a different path because I'm blocked by this. And so introducing table view. And so table view, so we've talked about timeline view, board view, and now table view. Table view is able right here again in the top left-hand corner, support larger scale sheets, as well as being able to help with the current limit that is on the legacy grid view. And so there's a process to get your larger scale sheets uploaded into this table view, and happy to work with you all on that if you have questions on how to access table view. Dashboard enhancements. For those that have never worked with charts or charts in dashboards, you're going to look at the slide and say, I don't really see a difference. But for those of you that have dabbled with charts, you're going to say, oh my gosh, this is so great. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Because now our charts have like adjustable axes. So the percentages extend past 100% if it extends past 100%, and it doesn't when the max data is 100%. As well as the data auto fits accordingly within the segments better. And so those are really great enhancements, and we're continuing to make enhancements. Other things that y'all have been asking for, really simple, beautiful updates. Forms are now searchable. So when you go into the workspace or the folder, you can now try to find your form. This really helps for finding forms that people made that have left Amazon, available here. For those that use Control Center, we're scaling Control Center so that you can add even more portfolio projects to it. So right here, multiple intake sheets allows you to increase the amount of sheets where this was limited to one before. And so this is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful update as far as being able to make Control Center even more powerful than it already is. And then here, if this is a snapshot right here of the new home view of Smartsheet. As you can tell, Smartsheet's going through a facelift. It's a lot sleeker, and it has a lot more viewability in the UI. Custom email subdomains is one that I also really, really like, is because this one gives you the ability to customize the domain so that when you have notifications sent out to your teams, it doesn't just get pulled into spam or junk. And so this is a really great new feature that you can access if you're a sysadmin. For those that are using resource management, we had 3 new updates last year that were huge. And so capacity views and filters, we're continuing to enhance the way that you move your data around and observe and analyze your data. Phase integration is a huge one that y'all have been asking for more information on phase integration. That's in our early adopter program. And then advanced reporting, this is basically taking the information from resource management and automatically spinning up reports and dashboards in Smartsheet. So yeah, that's a huge one. I'm really excited about advanced reports within resource management. So if you have resource management and you want to learn more about any of these 3 features, let me know. And then AI. So Smartsheet released AI last year. It is currently in review by Amazon AppSec. I am extremely positive that, it sounds like we're going to get something, approved very soon. And so AI helps you generate formulas. It helps you analyze the data, summarize text. I'm really excited for y'all to get your hands on Smartsheet and our AI. As a reminder, this is the account team. So for that team alias that you send emails to, this is who you're sending emails to. It's David, myself, Julie, and Dave. And then the extended team, Tim and Kim, are part of our team as well. All right, so have you ever seen this before, or this error message before, or maybe this error message before? This is something that it's really tough to go, like, where do you go from here? And usually you need the help yesterday. So Amanda, I wish it was all in one place. It's in the resource portal. So the resource portal, if you haven't found it yet, it is in the 9 dots at the bottom left of Smartsheet. And you can also find the resource portal in the work apps, which is in that diamond icon that's right above the 9 dots and the plus sign. So you'll click on work apps and you should see it right away, the Amazon Smartsheet resource portal. Here's the link if you haven't seen it already. And I added in a slide again of the steps for those of you that are just reviewing the deck. But this resource portal is a repository of everything that we have with our relationship with Amazon, specifically catered for Amazonians. And so it's our event schedule, like office hours, these types of quarterly updates. We have monthly updates coming up, information on Smartsheet Day and Engage when that comes, our annual user conference, what's included with your license, data mesh, pivot, and calendar. And I'll go into that in a bit. Yeah, and so this is all the information that you need for the resource portal. This slide I'm not going to read through, but these are key updates between the Amazon Smartsheet partnership and relationship, highly confidential being one of them. We are so very close to getting highly confidential approval. And if you don't know what that means opening up the doors, keys to the kingdom of getting integrations approved very easily, like Quip, Slack, etc., as well as just having, the stamp of approval of highly confidential data for Smartsheet. So that's a really huge one that we're really excited about for this year. I won't read through this, but this is really good information for y'all to know about what's going on within Smartsheet for Amazon. I've included a ton of slides here about processes for troubleshooting. So whether that you are creating an API, you are requesting an API token, you'll cut a SIM to enterprise engineering. In these slides, I've also included SLAs of how long you should expect enterprise engineering to get back to you. And if not, you can escalate with me and I'll help you escalate internally. But for example, publishing, Amanda, why can't I publish my calendar to the public? So clarify, you can publish internally to Amazonians, but to the public facing, publishing is disabled for Amazon as an example. So these slides go through that. Like, Amanda, I don't have access to data mesh, pivot, work apps, or calendar. I think I should. You definitely should. And that's a SIM to enterprise engineering to give you access. Groups, if you've never heard of groups, they're like LDAPs. And so this is a Smartsheet version of an LDAP, and you can request for permission from enterprise engineering. So there's a lot of more information in here that, is really key on processes, how to request a license, who manages the license. So enterprise engineering manages Smartsheet licenses. So you'll see a cost on Marketplace, but enterprise engineering is going to be managing that cost. What integrations do you have? Again, with highly confidential approval, which is coming soon. We have a list of integrations that we have that are not highly confidential approved yet, but on the path to being it. So you have to kind of go to your own AppSec team to get your use case approved. I'm flying through these, but let's say you move teams within Amazon. How do I get the data that I use in Smartsheet and the assets that I built over to my new plan? We have a user migration form for that. That's linked in here in this deck. Let's say I don't even know what plan I'm on. I have a path here for you to figure out what sysadmin you have, which ultimately defaults to what plan you're on. And so by clicking on your profile and plan info and going through your contact email. And so there's also, for those that are working with external vendors, whether that's contractors or people with a different domain than the Amazon.com domain, we have a safe sharing list that takes you through a form and usually a questionnaire of, do you have an NDA, what classification of data? But this rolls up to enterprise engineering and they add you to the safe sharing list. Again, SLA on when you should expect responses from them. Don't forget about Smartsheet University. This is our e-learning platform. For those of you that are brand new to Smartsheet, I suggest searching in Smartsheet University Learning Path 1. And if you already feel like you know what a sheet report dashboard is, Learning Path 2 is the best starting point for you all in Smartsheet University. I highly encourage getting certified in multi-day training. So if this is something that you want to coordinate with your team, or if this is something that you're interested in, always reach out to me first before signing up, because I usually have codes like this one. So the TAM_SmartU30 is a great code to use for the multi-day trainings for Control Center blueprints and just the core app. Great certification paths. Help and Learning Center, as well as Smartsheet Community. So Help and Learning Center is the great place for articles, and I use Help and Learning Center all the time when I'm talking to you all. And then the community is a forum of all Smartsheet users globally. So our product team stays really close to the Smartsheet community, and they are really interactive and answering questions, feature requests, everything on Smartsheet community that you can think of with Smartsheet. It's like the Intra Slack channel group for internally for Amazon, but on a global. ProDesk, I can't have this session without talking about ProDesk. ProDesk is our team in Smartsheet. It's free to you all, and you're able to sign up for ProDesk and get tips and advice on best practices. If you have used ProDesk before, this is no longer the way to sign up. The new way is through the support portal. And so I've gone through here on how to get that ProDesk scheduled. We have feature requests. We're always looking, product team is always interested in feature requests, especially from Amazonians. And at last year's renewal, Amazon enhanced their support. So now you have chat available with our support team, who's going to create a case right off the chat. You also have phone support, so you can call Smartsheet support directly if this is really an emergency, which I highly suggest. I've also included best practices for support in the bullets here, like responding within 3 days, because it's going to auto-resolve. I talked a little bit about resource management and Control Center, but you didn't hear me talk about Brandfolder in this session. That's for another session that will focus solely on Brandfolder. But if you have any interest in any of these products that for Smartsheet, then I'm happy to address them by contacting us. Okay, cool. Next up, next month, we're going to have a Did You Know Tips and Tricks, February 7th, data mesh versus data shuttle. I get a ton of questions on like what I have access to and how to use this for what and what's the best use case. So I'm just going to go over it 15 minutes again. So thanks so much for joining me. That was really great. Talk to you later. Bye.